Right. Noah.
Beckett.
Hello. How you doing?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Right.
For some reason, your thing kind of glitched out on my end. Hello. How are you doing?
I mean, I'm doing better than you are, mate. Bro, this is a lot, a lot to see
A mess.
unfold. Um,
Yep. I definitely agree there.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, obviously, I just flicked into your stream that was currently happening, and
Yeah.
but yeah, like, here's my first thing. While that is very fucking insane content to see, you need to not listen to whoever told you to go live with that in your community or whoever this angel person is, because
I
that
kind of was thinking that.
that
Yeah.
was that was completely insane, and you certainly shouldn't be like listening to your community manager who's trying to give statements for you in a situation like this. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. I made a mistake listening to that, unfortunately.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be really honest with you because I'm kind of crashing out here watching this unfold. I can see comments in your
Yeah.
chat when
That's
this was going on where it was like, "Oh, am I being gaslighted?" To be clear, man, this isn't just bad research. Like, especially the video that's like the comparative video, that is a line that is
hmm
beat for beat lifting. This is the sort of thing that, like, has ended a lot of people. Like, this is the sort of thing that took out
exactly.
John Swan. It's, you've got the stuff that's just happened with Internet Anarchist. This is not just drama farming. This is like, you're a commentator and you're sat on a stream with a load of people going, I don't really know what plagiarism is. It's kind of like you do kind of media analysis-y type things when you're talking about this anti-woke stuff. It's kind of a bit insane. Do you appreciate that?
Do I appreciate what specifically?
Well, you're doing sort of media analysis type things, even if it's to do with drama and the anti-woke stuff. To sit on a stream with people and go, well, I don't really know what plagiarism is until you explain it to me, as a commentator, is a little bit crazy.
That is, yeah, that is pretty crazy. I'm sorry.
Okay. I do have a genuine question for you. I need to be honest here, because, like, you're coming into these conversations with Shamoon and Nikandros going, well, I think you guys might be right wingers. And, like, I'm looking at, you're clearly aware of these guys, and I think you're aware of this side of commentary and everything else. Is there a possibility, an element here where you're seeing Shamu's work and you didn't give him credit, possibly because you were worried about some sort of audience backlash if he wasn't politically aligned with you?
Well, no. Um, I wouldn't say that, honestly.
If people start going through your backlog, because your videos go back, you've got stuff back in 2020, and your channel's been around since
Yeah, I have a lot
2019.
of videos at this point.
Yeah, I mean, are you confident saying this is only 4 videos? Because these are pretty solid examples, and it's only been like, what, 2 days of looking?
Exactly.
While you do research generally, walk me through your research process.
Normally what I do well, it depends on the kind of video. If it's an anti-woke like Rifter video, right? If I'm looking at someone like, say, like the Nuxtaku video, right? Where I'm
Hmm.
talking about him like lying about African history blatantly. If I do that, then like I'm going to be looking at different texts about African history, different articles, stuff like that, right? Talking about the history of that whole thing.
Okay,
Basically, like how, yeah.
but when you're doing the additional stuff with ongoing stories, is there, like, I mean, you're obviously looking at other video essays, right?
hmm
So, like, I'm just trying to have a look through here. So currently you've got, including live streams, 177 videos, 178 videos on this channel. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, what other ones here do you think? Like, if was Zootopia, for example, you were looking at anyone else, or like when you're looking at the critical drinker stuff? Because I know you've done work with Anthony Gramigula. Do you think there'd be overlaps there at all?
With the Zootopia video, are you talking about,
I'm
or
just
the Critical
talking
Drinker?
generally. I'm just giving you sort of examples.
I would say no.
Okay. So, what is it in particular that, like, with the tech tone topic with Noxtaku, that, or with, with this movie list one you've got, or the alien stuff, what is it about those videos specifically that you think kind of put you in a position where you were essentially just ripping people's work.
Yeah, and I'm happy to admit that for sure. I did make a mistake. Um, the Disney and OpenAI one, I was talking about how James Cameron very intentionally like put a lot of AI all over his 4K remasters
Hmm.
for Aliens. I believe True Lies is the other one. Uh, the Abyss didn't get it too bad, honestly. That one wasn't horribly affected by AI. That was one of the better ones. But Aliens and True Lies are pretty notorious for that. But I mostly copied Neryl's video for that, as you can see,
Sure, I mean,
for
but
that segment in that video. Even though the full video obviously wasn't about that, I still copied that segment for his, and that's yeah.
so, but I mean, I guess the question is like, and again, this matters from this perspective of other videos this might occur in. Why are you ripping these segments? Is it laziness? Is it just like you see this and you think, oh well, I completely agree with that, so I'm just gonna sort of like throw that in there, or like what's your
Wait, for
thought?
what specifically?
What's your thought process with that element that you ripped from that video about the alien AI, where you've got literally, you're using the same wording, or there's the joke where it's like a joke about Palpatine.
Yeah, the Emperor Palpatine joke, right? I assumed since I'd, added in my own like thing about it looking like Emperor Palpatine and Donald Trump instead of just saying like he's going like what did Neryl say? Like going through the like stages of Emperor Palpatineism. I thought that was, different enough to not be plagiarism, but that obviously wasn't the case.
Sure, but I suppose the thing is, it's like, well, if in some ways that's, I don't know if that's better, because you're like, okay, cool, well, I like that line, so I need to change it just enough so it'll get past the audience. I mean, that's almost an acknowledgement that there's an issue there, right?
That's definitely valid.
um so yeah, I mean, I mean, my position, I guess, would be, this is fucked. It's up to your audience how they feel about it, and you do have some audience members who care, though I do think it's but I don't know how you feel, but if I was in the middle of a drama and one of my chatters came on and said, I think you should let me work for your channel during this drama, live on stream that they put you on, I'd be pretty pissed. But I mean, I think the next thing you probably need to do is start going through your own videos and finding out whether there are any other examples of this before anyone else does. Really, I think you need to be pretty proactive, um, and kind of go, well, that's how I saw things. That's clearly not the case, and there are other examples, because it is worse if other people have to dig through and then find that.
Yeah, I agree there. That's kind of what I was planning on doing over the next several days is really digging into my videos and seeing like cuz especially like you said it's so far back now. But if there are any very like specific like blatant acts of plagiarism, like showing a screenshot that belongs to someone else, um showing like a or like yeah, like that, without crediting them, showing like like edits that somebody made that belong to them without crediting them, showing like or like even just repeating very similar wording to other people. I want to go in and find all that stuff because I think that's the right way to make amends.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably a good start. And I mean, it's things like, I can see you've got an Atlantis video, for example, and I'm just seeing how Atlantis became their most unique film. And I haven't seen this video, obviously, but I actually did see I stop on this because I saw an Atlantis video quite recently, actually, which was kind of like, oh, this is Disney's most unique movie. So it's little things like that now, because I know that you have this stuff in your catalog, it's like, okay, cool, well, what would trigger in my mind? And I'm not going to be the only person thinking that, mate. Um, so,
That's definitely valid.
you know,
Okay.
so it's, I mean, literally, we're at the point where I'm admitting that I watched a fucking analysis video on Atlantis recently because of this fucking drama. So, like, and again, I think you also, I think you should take a pretty solid look at some of this, because again, as a commentator, when you're talking about this shit, if you're like struggling to define plagiarism within media analysis, it does sort of undercut your credibility as kind of having a valid opinion if you're struggling with that.
Yeah, that's definitely valid for sure.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'd say take a couple of days, look through this stuff. You know, it actually probably might be worth asking people who are already looking at this, like Nicandros, who you've already spoken to potentially help if he'd be down. I'm sort of volunteering him, he might not be. But yeah, I mean, this is for the people saying that you're being gaslit and this is just like sort of a nothing drama. It's not. It's pretty serious. I would say from sort of a general sense. This is pretty bad.
I agree, and
I'm
happy to own up to it for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go. Get some rest, and I'm not going to throw you into another fucking group call. Because I mean, unless
I think I've had enough of those for one day.
You know. But I know what block
I do appreciate.
To you, and it might be worth talking to him because he's going to have opinions, and I can bring him in now if you want to. Or you might need.
I'd be down for that. That's fine by me.
Okay, look, I'm gonna add him to the call. Okay.
Oh.
Right. So there we go.
Hello, Upblock.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah. So Noah, I've watched the streams of which you. I've watched the streams of. Hello.
You having an aneurysm? You good?
You know what? I heard the stream. I think I'm having a fucking stroke. No. So, I'm stroking out. Noah, I have.
Are you all right there, Upblock? It sounds like you kind of. Oh, okay.
I'm right. What?
Yeah, you cut out.
I'm
Go on.
sure.
Lean into the mic, buddy.
Oh my god, it's my microphone. My microphone does this sometimes. The bullshit of.
Wait, did he cut out again?
I think he's crawling under his desk.
I'm not crawling under my desk. Give me 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Okay.
Oh well.
And
all right then.
He'll rejoin. Holy shit! I'll read some super chats while he's sorting that shit out. I guess.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Where were we? Okay. What is this streamception shenanigan? Thank you for the 2, Grey Knight. Trying tonight with the 2. Public Jorkfest stream. True. Grey Knight with the 5. Sarcasm Beckett. You better let me be a producer on your content stuff so I can make sure everything's on schedule and not offensive. So true, Grey Knight. Yes, go on, Falgi. We can hear you.
Alrighty then. Okay, so Noah, I feel like there's some things that were not addressed. And I don't want to beat you to death, but I do have some issues that weren't addressed. One of the main things that I had a problem with, in your previous conversation with Dickers and all of them. Listen, I'm not going to browbeat you, but you sounded incredibly confident to the point where you were calling people pedophiles and doxers, and then you immediately concede. What does valid mean to you?
Are you just saying that because I say valid all the time?
No, I'm like legitimately asking because you said valid to like every point, and there was no offer of an apology to Mrao, who you've called a pedophile. So like I'm curious, what does valid mean to you? Because if I'm like, oh yeah, I thought you were a pedophile. Oh, why are you letting the pedophile on? Oh, valid. I'll watch the video on the pedophile later. Like that's not a great response. So I'm asking.
I agree there. That was dumb of me.
Mm-hmm. My question to you is, why did you feel so confident before going into the interview? Because all of the information was out there prior to the interview.
Mm-hmm. I think, unfortunately, I felt validated, I guess. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
That from Wargaming Dad's stream. But I shouldn't have done that, and I should have just looked at it on my own merit, seeing what was posed there and seeing that it, yes, was plagiarism, 100%.
Can you particularly explain what happened on Wargaming Dad's stream? Because you constantly mention it, and Wargaming Dad refutes what happened on the stream. Like, he's saying that's not really what happened. So can you identify when the moment that you felt like, first and foremost, I don't think you ever discussed Mrao being a pedophile on Wargaming Dad's stream, unless you did. And furthermore,
No,
why
that
you
was
added...
that was something
then,
that was sent to me later. But on Wargaming Dad's stream, he went through some of the Tectone video, right? The one I made, and some of Shamu's video as well. And the stuff he initially pointed out the Tectone clips, and they and thought, well, if this was just the Tectone clips, then Shamu was salty about Noah's video having more views than him. So initially that's what I thought it was, but then no, that's not what it was.
Okay. So it wasn't that. So the Shamu stuff. Why what about Nicandros though? Because Nicandros is a resource for some of the information on the Nuxtaku stuff, right?
Yeah, his screenshots. And I didn't credit him in those, and I did apologize for that.
Well, it's not just necessarily the screenshots in your valid tour 2026. You do concede that it's not only the screenshots, but it is Nicandros that puts in the effort to specifically find clippable moments that people are looking at regarding Nuxtaku. Is that not correct?
Wait, what? Can you repeat that?
So during your valid tour 2026 on Dickers' stream, and technically your own, one of the things noted that you said was valid is that Nicandros' research was an instrumental part in a lot of people seeing these new clips, or maybe seeing old clips of Nuxtaku. So the question is, why would you not concede to that as well? Well, let me rephrase that. Since you conceded to that as well, why is it that you don't credit people whose information is instrumental in your own coverage?
So you're talking about Nicandros, all that.
Yeah.
I showed, I did not credit his screenshots properly, and that was an L on me for sure, and I'm happy to admit that. Did not.
I'm not necessarily just talking about the screenshots, and I feel like we're kind of getting caught on this. So let's stop talking about screenshots. Let's actually talk about something that's a little bit more serious. You copy word for word, if not the feeling and editing of videos. Why?
Are you talking about the Vincent one?
Yes. Why?
Okay. Hang on a minute. That one, I did copy. I did say very similar things to him word for word. So I'll take the L on that for sure.
I mean, it's the timeline of this as well. Yes. Yeah, it is literally the flow of that section.
And that was the same. And I did not cite him at all, and that was wrong.
I mean, even if you had cited him, to be clear, even if you had cited him, it would still be a problem for something like that, because that is just, I mean, like you may as well have just taken his section of the video and put it in your own. Like, recording basically word for word, beat for beat, somebody else's content like that, even if you're citing, is still kind of egregious.
That's very, that makes sense.
No, and not to, if you have never revealed this at all, you don't have to go into hyper specifics, but I'm going to ask this, don't take offense to this. What's your highest level of education?
My highest level of education. What does this have to do with anything?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm just asking your highest
high
level
school
of education.
Diploma.
Okay, you have a high school diploma.
GED.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. So in the course of your high school diploma, did you have to write papers through the high school diploma? And did you use a service like Turnitin for instance, when submitting online or even in person?
What's Turnitin?
Even better. It's a plagiarism checking. Did you write papers during your GED process? Some people do, some people don't. I'm just asking to just understand how much you understand about plagiarism.
I did. Yes, I did write papers. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you understand about writing paper. So in writing a paper, what is plagiarism? How would
Plagiarism
you?
is passing off somebody else's work as your own.
Okay. How would that be done in the course of a paper?
It would be taking someone else's writing and passing that off as your own.
So do you think that if I wrote, well, I believe, and then put what seems to be the direct quote, and then similar, not necessarily similar editing style, but beat for beat within the same video, it follows sequentially. But I put maybe 4 different words in. Would your high school teacher consider that plagiarism?
Yes, I would imagine so.
So then why were you obfuscating that until people had to literally beat you on a live stream for it? Because it sounds like you understand plagiarism. You just don't want to admit it?
No, that's literally not true at all because I genuinely thought it was different with YouTube because of fair use.
Oh, you
And
thought it was,
I'm
wait, wait, wait,
sorry,
what do you mean fair use? What do you mean fair use?
Because
Explain
fair
that to me.
like transformative content, you know? I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
What were you transforming? What are you transforming when you
Trans-
lift somebody's script?
Look, wait, what? Well,
What are you
that okay.
what
That
are you
one I understand
transforming
more.
when you lift somebody's script?
I did use different wording, and I thought that was transformative enough, but it wasn't, and I'm sorry about that.
But it's not you're not understanding what I'm saying, so I'm going to try to do it as simply as humanly possible. I don't give a fuck about the wording. It is the same beat for beat appearance in your scripting process. If we use a really interesting example, it is your opinion piece when you talk about not only the movies that came out during a specific time in 2025, but specifically, and I find this interesting, the reference to the Acme movie that got recently released because it wasn't good. The
The
Donald Duck,
Looney Tunes movie?
yeah, the Looney Tunes movie.
I saw it in theaters. Yeah, it's good.
Yes, but it follows beat for beat in the scripting of Vincent's video. That's not changing words. That's copying someone's video.
Right? That's 100% valid, and I take the L on that.
Okay, but I don't care that you take the L.
Yeah,
I'm asking why you did it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, this is why I asked before, if people go through, do we find more? Because the question is like, because I can't tell, Noah, whether you are genuinely have just genuinely misunderstood this, and if you have, then your entire back catalog could be like this. That could be 100 or so videos.
Yeah, now that's what I'm worried about now because
Yeah, but I don't understand. My whole thing, and Beckett's a little bit nicer than me. My misunderstanding is you say fair use. But how is any of this under the guise of fair use per se, right? I understand that you're making transformative content, but you're a leftist, right? Is that safe to say that you're like a leftist? Do you know who H Bomber Guy is?
Yeah, he's the guy. He did the Big Tommy Tallarico video.
Yeah, did you watch his plagiarism video?
I don't think I did. No.
You didn't think you watched his huge magnum opus plagiarism video. I find that hard to believe, I'm going to be honest, but I will take it at face value that you did not watch his magnum opus plagiarism video. My issue is that, no, not my issue. In that video, he describes different levels and different forms of plagiarism, some of which are in the realm of internet historian, where he's lifting articles and repurposing them as scripts without properly citing, where there's evidence of him citing in some instances, but not the wholesale article, because he doesn't want people to know that he's reading off the article, right? Again.
Yeah.
So you understand that?
Yeah.
Would you say that that's a form of plagiarism?
I would say yes.
So is that not what you're doing in your videos? You're citing some things, but not the original source material that you're copying from.
That is 100% what I did there in those videos we talked about.
I see. Yeah, I don't usually browbeat over plagiarism. I have like we all pull from similar sources. That's not really my biggest issue. It's the construction of your videos I have an issue with. I thought it was, personally speaking, I thought your debate with Dickers and them was not the best in my personal opinion. I just thought it was boring. One of my one of my issues, I guess I have to ask is, but where does the confidence and bravado come from?
Thinking I wasn't plagiarizing initially, but I was.
When you like
No, but that's not it though. You mentioned
because I mean
you
just an
mentioned.
example here, just quickly, because again,
yeah, go for it.
you went live, which is why I phoned you, and I was like,
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I
you went live. You seem to go back to your Discord, talk to you, and like when we're seeing sort of like the comments you were making on Twitter, where you're like, I'm going to debunk this. When you're seeing the stuff in your Discord that got leaked, which is like, oh, Kino Flex is involved, who's a doxer. Morale's got involved as a pedophile, and like Nicandros is in his like chat from one of your commenters. I mean,
I still do wonder why Kinoflex jumped on it, but yeah.
Well, I mean, from Kinoflex, I'm not surprised Kinoflex jumped on it. I don't know anything about the guy, but like, fucking hell, like if you've had dealings with him before,
past drama, yeah.
I can't. I'm not surprised because this is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
this is. Like it's more the fact that you seem to be very confident when it's your own chat, sort of reinforcing those opinions. I can see that at the end of your like after Dickers and Nick Andros and everyone's left, you're like, oh, are they gaslighting me, guys? Maybe it isn't that bad. You seem to like fall back into this community, which is like, honestly, these people are not helping you. It's kind of wild.
No, they are not. Unfortunately, I feel like, but. Yeah,
there's a big thing that I was leading to that Beckett I don't know saw yet, but I am going to call you out on it because I want to understand this. Why, when you get off the call, you then make mention that you only concede to things because you no longer wish to be milked for content? Can you go into that for me?
It's not even that's one part of it, but also I just want to be better about not plagiarizing.
Yeah, but again, can you answer my question instead of providing an answer to nothing?
I already did, man. I don't
know. No, Noah. I asked you politely. Why did you go on your stream and then say, I only capitulated because I no longer wish to be milked?
I did not say that. I didn't say only because of that.
I'm
happy to not be milked, and I'm happy to not plagiarize.
I'm being hyperbole for a second, but you're not answering my question. Why would you say that?
Then don't be hyperbole, please.
Okay, don't plagiarize, dickhead. Don't be smart with me now. Don't be smart with me now, okay?
I'm happy to be smart with you, buddy.
You ain't that bright. So let's try this again, and let's see if you can answer the question.
Okay.
Come on. You can do it, boy. Did you or did you not go on your stream and say, I no longer wish to be milked, and that's part of the reason why you capitulated? Come on, you can do it.
Yes, all right, there we go, sure.
So why then? Why should we take you seriously? Why should anyone take you seriously?
I'm
not plagiarizing?
Okay.
You just got caught 4 times, dumbass. Come on. I'm asking you.
Let's because I do want an answer to this. The question that's being asked is essentially, right, so you've been caught doing this. If you're capitulating now because there is drama around this, because this is a story. Now, you are not a small creator, you're not a complete nobody. You get solid views on your stuff. And this is the sort of thing that gets attention. So, like, the core question is, are you gonna, like, is this going to be one of those things in 6 months' time that's like, you don't think about again, you just want to get the drama over with? How do we trust that now you are, and this is why I was saying, I think you need to go through your back catalogue and show that willing.
I think so too. I think that is a very good way to, go about it and show that I am serious about not wanting to plagiarize at all. I am more than happy to go back through my back catalog and show different videos and like that probably like might have been plagiarized as well, if there are any, because I'm gonna go back and look because I think that's the right way to go about this and really take accountability.
Because and aside from anything else, I think you owe it to the creators, but you probably owe it to your audience as well. Because like again, it's the question of like how much can like you be, I guess, trusted by an audience or by other creators, that this is not just there's drama. It's like a genuine thing. I think that's what Falgi.
Yes, and I do want to do better at being a better commentator, better just creator, and actually cite my sources. Like, yeah.
Because I mean, like to be clear, from the position of the stuff you've made, you know, I know you've got criticisms for, I think you called like critical drinker or a grifter, but I mean to be clear, and this is not in defense of critical or anything else. It's more just the fact of, well, right now I don't think critical has ever had an accusation of plagiarism against him, and if somebody's gonna, you know, comparing the two, there's going to be a lot more emphasis on you grifting than someone like critical, right?
That's wait, and like instead of like okay, that's like instead of like exposing like critical drinkers grift is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, because you're calling out somebody off for grifting, while you yourself have not actually like have lifted sections of your content, and that's you know that's that because what that looks like again is, I want to get a video out on a popular topic. I can see something else is popular or something else is good. I'm just going to replicate that for the views.
That's very yeah okay. I understand that.
I guess, like, again, my issue lies in the fact that, do you feel, I guess my problem is that you still said that you were avoiding being milked for content. And so how do we take your words at face value, right? Because you say one thing to the people in the call.
Because I just did I was just on a call with like British Runner and people like that, and I did admit to that.
Well, you admitted it off stream, to be fair. Not, let me rephrase that. You admitted it on your own stream, but you admitted it off call with Dickers, Morale, Nicandro, Shamu, and British Runner and Wargaming Dad. So you didn't say that to them. They heard it on your stream.
Okay. Do you think I should go in and like say something to, well,
I don't know. I think you should just be, I don't know. I think you should just be kind of honest. I think you should just kind of be honest if you feel like people are bitching at you for something you don't think you did wrong. Listen.
No, I did do something wrong.
Okay. Then why in your community post do you say that you got things from your chatters and British Runner when there were multiple people involved in that conversation? You make it sound like you had an internal thing on your community post, not the live stream that you were on, that you had, and the call that you had with multiple creators where you fight back on the concept of plagiarism.
This is also why I asked about whether like Shamu's potential political leanings are something that you considered in crediting him, because you leave him out of the you leave like Nicandros and things out of the community post. And just as a question before you answer anything else, I know I'm jumping ahead. Did your community manager help you write that community post?
No, they did not. I wrote that on my own volition.
Okay.
Now, can you answer my question? Why did you leave out the critical details
about what Nick Andros? I put Nick Andros, Shamu, Vincent, Neril. I talked about how specifically I plagiarized their videos.
No, Noah, that's not what I'm saying. The events that led up to it, the call that led up to it, the call. You leave it out. You specifically make it sound like you had a community meeting within your Discord. I know Beckett has it on stream. I'll read it for you. Today, we did a stream discussing how 4 of my videos lifted content from other creators. That being the
I don't think we need to do the whole thing. The main thing is this. It's I didn't think it was plagiarism until I had a discussion with British Runner and my fans about my content.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the line that matters. It's not just British. And while I love British to pieces, he's not like the main person in that conversation. Either Dickers is.
No, it was Nick Andros, it was Shamu, Vincent, or not Vincent. Vincent was there. Nick Andros, Shamu, Dickers. I had Morale muted, so I guess those 3.
That's fair. That's fair. Morale can be muted. We would agree to that. But more importantly, why is that left out of this post?
I should have put them in there. I'm sorry.
I keep hearing a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas, but not a lot of I own the action. Just I shoulda, woulda, coulda. And
I do own the action. I do want to do better in the future.
I mean, like, okay, you want to do better in the future, right? But you were fighting.
And that's also, that's
you were
why
fighting on Twitter. You accused people of doxing you. You don't talk about that at all in this post, by the way.
No, I literally said right here, I'm also sorry for claiming Nicandros and Shamu seemingly doxing my information.
You're correct. I literally just read the line. I will concede on that. I literally just read the line because the moment it came out of my mouth, I realized that was incorrect. Why? Don't get tired with me. It's okay. I'm pressing you on this because nobody else has. You still fought on Twitter. That's still up there, right? People had to again beat you into submission for you to understand that you were plagiarizing, and you did not consider their evidence because you didn't give a shit about it. That's my issue. You're not standing on business. I don't care if you fucking plagiarized. If you said, you know what, I plagiarized and I do it the fuck again. You just don't stand on business. That's my problem with you. So, what are you upset that your videos that did well because you started being like, I have the most viewed video on the topic. Your video has plagiarism in it. Are you going to put that amended now that you have the most plagiarized viewed video on the topic?
I mean, that tweet was already deleted, so I mean, if you want me to post again and say that, sure.
I mean, I'm asking you, would you? If I said it without a vacuum, and I'm not your dad, right? I'm not your father. I'm asking you, would you have amended that? Are you going to amend that in the title of your video that you plagiarized? Are you going to re-upload? Are you going to re-upload it? Are you going to re-upload it?
Hang on a minute. Like, are you talking about the anti-woke religious gamers video? Because that's the one with Tech done.
Yeah, okay. So I don't. Okay, I'm gonna pause it because I don't want you to sit here and push him with actions he should take as apologies because if he does or he takes that action, it doesn't matter once you've pushed him to do it. So I get what you're saying, but it's sort of it then becomes self-fulfilling.
It should be of my own volition.
Yeah, it's like telling people
to
the point I'm delete the video.
That's the point I'm getting at. What I don't like is you keep saying, oh, I should do that. Do you want me to do that? I'm not giving you validation. The validation should come from within. And it feels like you are looking for external validation to avoid criticism. That's my problem. I don't care what you do.
Okay, and I'm sorry you feel that, because I did make that post because I genuinely felt sorry. And yeah, I did not properly talk about the whole thing there. I should have said I didn't think it was plagiarism until I had a discussion with the British runner, and not my fans, but British runner Nick Andros, Shamu. I'm gonna put that in right now. Shamu. I can't say morale, but I can say in Dickers. There we go. That's perfect.
Okay. Do you think Morale is a pedophile? Can I ask that question? Do you actually think he's a pedophile?
I have no idea, and quite frankly, I don't care. I do care if he is a pedophile, but if I don't know, I have no clue if he is, man.
You know what? I'm not going to bitch at you because I'd rather you just be honest. I'd just rather you be honest.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that's your position, because at least and I'll be honest, with stuff like this, it's more important to know where you stand. And Morale can take it up with you later. But because there's a big part of this where it's that feels like the first thing you've said that's properly honest without any sort of outside pushing, basically, which is kind of the frustration, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, you can think he is one. I'm not going to fault you for it. I have no stake in the game.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my research, then I'll figure that out. But I don't know.
Okay.
I can't say yes or no on that.
Okay. Right.
I'm pretty much done.
Okay, cool. Right. Yeah. see how it is in a couple of days. Look through your backlog. I'd say again, talk to people who are kind of now invested in this, like Ryle, like Nicandros. I imagine there are other examples, and yeah, I mean, deal with it going forward. If you're lucky if you have an audience that, well, plenty of audiences wouldn't be defending you right now. But I would also caution you not to turn it into a hug box, because that spiral will be bad, and you will end up getting milked for it. It's a friendly caution, because like that kind of short stream with your chatters on was fucking absurd. Great content,
yeah,
but
that
fucking
was
absurd.
That was bad.
And it's not good for
I
your
can-
chatters
I can
either,
admit that was
because your community manager is being referred to as that weird Scottish guy, and it's like and there's this another guy there talking about well, we all need to be better people, and Angel going, hey, can I come edit for you? I mean, that is not good for them if you care about them, because they will get turned into content if they're the sort of people who are dumb enough to jump on
That's
the stream in the
exactly
middle of this.
why I DM'd her after and said, please no.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a choice.
That was not a good choice.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
And I agree with
Listen,
everything else.
As a job application goes for working on a channel, but probably, I mean, my thoughts would be, somebody with the optical sense of a fucking brick is probably not what you need right now. Just a thought.
I would say for me, just stand on business and don't do decisions by committee, like legitimately, because it makes you.
It makes me look wishy-washy, right?
Yes, and it makes you look disingenuous. Straight up, it makes you look disingenuous, and that was what I was trying to impart upon you before you started like getting defensive. Is that it makes you look disingenuous, and because of the style of content that you make is in its own right political in nature, through the guise of media critique. I don't see why I don't like that content personally anyways. I just don't care for it. I don't see why an audience should trust you when you're that wishy-washy in a public setting.
That's very fair. My audience does trust me, though, and I'm happy to do better for them and for everybody else.
All right.
Cool. Okay, cool. Go chill, and I log off for a bit. No.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
some time.
I agree.
Okay. Cool. Right. Falgi, I'm gonna throw you back into a call with Rags. So you guys.
Yeah,
can
I'm just gonna pop back in there.
talk about shit. Right. Okay. Fucking hell, guys. Okay, I need some fucking cough medicine. I had to mute myself. I was like dying halfway through. Right, let me get back in this fucking Rags call. Where the fuck are they? Right.
Oh,
He's
look,
like,
here's
"You're
the
being
leech.
Too
Look,
mean.
there's the leech.
You're being too mean, Falgi. I see how it is, Beckett.
It's not anything to do with you being too mean. It's if you tell him what to do,
I know.
he'd just do it, and then I'd be like, okay, well that's fucking pointless, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to impress upon it, is that like I just don't like people that do decisions by browbeating and committee. He stood on business when he called Morale pedophile, which, to Morale's own credit, he said that he said some outrageous things.
Yeah, but that's morale.
Yeah, that's Morale for you.
Morale's a bit of a crazy guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's a wacky
17-year-olds.
dude.
Yeah,
He's a wacky cat.
but popcorns.
Dude, to casually call somebody that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's
I know we're all here to talk about the fact that I'm plagiarizing content from a YouTube channel, but I invited a pedophile on to talk with me about it.
I just can't believe
Weird
that
strategy.
fucking stream happened. I just can't believe the stream happened.
Which
It's just-
one?
Just like the fucking
Which
second
terrible
one with the
stream? You'll
chatters.
have to be more
I mean,
specific.
like, bro, I felt there was a point in that stream with his chatters where I felt bad for his community. I was like, I feel like I feel like I've discovered somebody's safe space, and like I'm throwing kindling on it. I'm just like, bro, these people should not be anywhere near a public platform. I had images in my head of the spiral that's going. I mean, again, it's up to them. I'm just giving the fucking warning because I mean I don't like going for Chaz, but like holy fuck, bro, absolutely absurd.
Everyone's got an audience, I
It was
suppose.
wild.